Good morning, friends. The time is now 9:50 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 14th of March, 2025. Now, of course, that's the 15th for our friends there on the other side of the world, our time-traveling friends in Australia. Hello, Melbourne! Yes, I am kind of special, and not necessarily that good kind of special. Hey, folks, my name is Lee. I'm the guy who started the group. Well, I thought it was funny. You are you, and you are just awesome. You know how I know that? Look at this group that you and I have built together, my friends. We got 1,100 beautiful people like you, like me, and we've created the funniest village on the internet. Population, us, my friends. Bunch of funny people doing funny things, making people laugh. What a great place to live, eh? Welcome, my friends. That's right. Funniest village on the internet? Let's make it the funniest city, my friends. We can do it. So, as I stated, I hope every single one of you are doing fantastic this morning, folks. Thank you for being here. We're sitting at about 1,100 beautiful members in the group, and that's a great place to be. And what are we doing today? What are you doing, my friends, today? I'm going to tell you what I did yesterday, and I'm going to tell you what I'm doing today. Well, what I did yesterday is I worked a concert. That's right, I worked the Nathaniel Rateliff. I think that's how you say his name, Nathaniel Rateliff concert. Could be Ratliff. I apologize if I got that wrong, but it was a great show. It really was. Nathaniel's been here before. He was an opening act for the group City in Color a couple seasons ago, and he put on a great show then. As the headliner last night, he put on a great show too. He's got a really good voice. It's got a really cool... his music's really cool. Kind of a country, bluesy, I guess pop or rock, whatever you want to call it. I'm not really good at classifying bands unless they're heavy metal, baby. But no, it was a great show. And his opening act, the Teskey Brothers, they're an Australian act. Holy smokes, did they ever impress me. I just loved what I was hearing. So when I was on my break, I fire up my phone and I'm about to put him in my my Spotify playlist. Look, I've already got 8 songs by them and I didn't even realize it. Great stuff. Good show last night. The crowd was fantastic. It wasn't a huge crowd. They were just under 6,000, which for the Saddle Dome is not that big, but it's still pretty good to have 6,000 people in front of you just wanting to hear you sing. And that's what he had last night. Really well-behaved crowd. Just, it was a great show. And the demographic was cool because it was young to old. It was like this guy really reaches a lot of different people and a lot of different walks of life, which is another nice thing to see. So, yep, great show last night. Now, tonight, I'm working a Calgary Flames game. It's the Colorado Avalanche in town to play the Flames. It's going to be a tough one. We're missing 2 important players on the Flames. But you know what? The Flames have this tendency to play to the level of their opponents. So these are tough guys. They're going to play tough tonight. I expect good things. Well, that's what I'm doing and what I've done. What are you doing and what have you done? That sounds like I want you to prove yourself. Nothing like that. What'd you do yesterday, folks? And what are you doing today? I would love to hear it. Yesterday, Rose Glad said that she did not adopt a dog when she went to drop off supplies. She did set up a dog play date. And I'd love to hear how that went. And why don't you send in photos of your pets, folks? Not just Rose. Everybody. Send in photos of your pets if you get a chance. I'd love to see it. I'll throw up a couple of photos of my fur babies there. It's Morrison and Thatcher. Beautiful, beautiful little babies. That's Wendy and I's adopted children. Love them. I'd love to see your pets, folks. I love animals. I don't care if it's a spider. I don't care if it's a crocodile. I want to see what your pets are, folks. I'd love to see them. I can guarantee I'm going to find them cute. All right, folks. So, now that we've done that, what's our next little bit? I'll tell you what our next little bit is. The next little bit is where I feature 2 great posts from 2 great members like you. And today, like every day, we've got 2 great posts from 2 great members just like you. We've got a post from Barbara McMahan Ratchford, and then we've got another post from Randy Poulis. So let's bring those up right away. We're going to start off with Randy's post here. Bringing that up right now. And you know what? They are both at fault. It's like drive-through pharmacy. Almost. Just about. I don't know. It's dumb. It made me laugh. That's all that matters. That's how you get up there, just by making me laugh. And that made me laugh this morning. Actually, last night. It made me laugh last night when I was just gathering the stuff for this morning's video. So thank you very much, Randy. We're going to drop that down. Now we're going to bring up Barbara's post right now. Another one that it made me laugh. I'm not talking about going out and vandalizing anything, folks, but this is funny. That's right, that is funny. I've seen it before. I think it's the first time I've seen it in our group, though, and I love it. You need a laugh in the morning. There's my laugh in the morning. Hopefully that provides you a laugh this morning too, my friends. So thank you very much, Barbara. Thank you very much, Randy. Thank you to everybody for your posts. Keep them coming in. Our queue's been getting busier, but let's just put it through the roof, folks. And don't forget, we have a contest going on. Let's add some folks to this group. Tell your friends to come in. Tell them it's a fun little place. Tell them you want to see it grow. Tell them we have fun here. And tell them they have a chance to win a t-shirt. And tell them that if they mention your name on our welcome page, you also have a chance to win a shirt, folks. Between the 11th of March and the 11th of April, let's get us up to 2,200 members. I know we can do it. I know we've only got a small group watching the video. I've got to spread that message outside the group. But tell your friends if they come in too. And they add people to the group. They're also in the running for an extra shirt. If somebody wins 2 shirts, I'm going to make sure that we do something different for the second prize if they win it, though. So come on, folks. I was going to start doing a song there. So yeah, come on, folks. Let's do it. Let's put our membership right through the roof. I mean, we're in a great place right now with 1,100 and 40 some members. Makes me feel good that you folks want to be here, but it's going to be even better when we have that what we call the city full of funny folks. We're going to do it. All right, I think things are moving along swimmingly. Oh, that's kind of appropriate since I do go by the Nomer Catfish Man. Anyways, where are we in the video and how do we get here? Well, let's start off with a real quick recap. I came in here, I told you what time it was when I started the video. I told you the date on 2 sides of the planet. Hello, Melbourne. And then I talked about my day and I asked about your day. I want to hear it. And, I forgot to mention Melissa Carnahan also commented on her day. She had a follow-up with her doctor. And she was relaxing yesterday. So I hope you had a good relaxing day, Melissa. I apologize for getting to mention you there and we're talking about our days. You're a very important member of the group, and it's just a slip of my poor brain that I have here. But anyway, so we had Melissa and Rose tell us about their days, and I want to hear about your days, folks. Send in photos of your pets if you want to. I think that'd be awesome. And then I featured 2 great posts. One from Barbara McMahan, Ratchford, and then the other one from Randy Poulis. So thank you, folks. Really appreciate that. And once again, folks, get those posts coming in here. Just make me busy. Make me spend an hour every morning in that queue, clearing out the queue. I want to do that. But send them in, folks. All you got to do is make me laugh to get yourself up there, to get your post featured. And then from there, we found ourselves here. And when we get here, we've got one place to go. And where is that? Bad jokes. Why do cows wear bells around their necks? Because their horns don't work. Don't you hate it when people answer their own questions? I do. We made the mistake of buying cheap toilet paper. Boy, that's a pain in the arse. What do you call a tired skeleton? The grim sleeper. I've never seen the inside of my ears, but I've heard good things. I just spent $400 hiring a limo, and I found out that doesn't include the driver. I can't believe I spent that much money with nothing to show for it. I've got a pretty sharp eye. I can almost always tell when they use fake dinosaurs in movies. The professor discovered that her theory on earthquakes was on shaky ground. A man brings his Rottweiler to the veterinarian and says, "Doc, my dog has cross eyes. Is there anything you can do for her?" The doc says, "We'll take a look." He picks up the dog, and he's looking at the dog, looking her in the eyes, and says, "I'm afraid I have to put her down." The owner's like, "What? Because she's got cross eyes?" Because, "Oh no, she's just too heavy for me to carry." What's black and white, 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 black and white? A penguin rolling down a hill. Thank you again, my friends, for sitting through those jokes. I know some of them are bad, but I also know some of them are very good. And all that matters, bad or good, is that you laugh. Because that's the whole point of it. I hope you know that. The whole point of me doing those jokes is that I make somebody laugh out there, and I hope I make a few of you laugh. I know I've got a nice little group of folks that come back every day for those jokes. That makes me feel good, and that makes me keep going at doing those jokes, because, as I say every day, They are by far the toughest part of the video to do. Well, actually, the toughest part of the video to do when when I'm just doing a regular video. If I'm really tired or something like that, or I'm not feeling good, weirdly enough, the joke section is the easiest portion to do because those jokes are actually written down ahead of time. The rest of it's just off the top of my head, and I think you folks have probably realized by now, this brain ain't that good sometimes. But you know who's got a great brain? Mr. David Knapp. That's right. David has been sending me jokes in every day for the last, it's got to be 2 weeks or something like that. And it's not overkill. I freaking love it. I really appreciate it, David, that you're sending me the jokes. I appreciate anyone who sends me jokes because it gets hard to find fresh jokes like this every day because I'm telling a lot. Oh, and by the way, folks, we just recently hit our 100th joke video, and I forgot to make note of it. I was going to do something big and I didn't. I think right now we're at 103 by joke videos. I know this is part of our video, but it's been 103 episodes of these videos where I put the joke segment in. About 105 if you just include the first ones where I just told a few jokes, but it wasn't delineated the way it is right now as a joke video within the rest of the video. So yeah, we're over 100. I wish I had done something at number 100. I wasn't, I knew it was coming, and then I just blinked and we were past it. So my apologies for not celebrating that milestone, but I think it's really cool. Really cool that we've done over 100, and that's every day, my friends. I haven't missed a single day since I started doing these videos back in November, and I'm surprised because I'm usually not that dedicated to my hobbies, but I'm dedicated to this one, my friends, because I'm dedicated to you, because you folks seem to be dedicated to the group. And oh yeah, let's get back to talking about jokes, though. I want to tell your jokes. I really do. Now, I've been telling David's jokes for the last week and a half, and I hope I continue to tell David's jokes. I hope he keeps them coming in. But why don't you send in some jokes too? You can send them to jokes@wellithoughtitwas.com. That's jokes@wellithoughtitwas.com. And I'm going to keep an eye out at that email address looking for your jokes, my friends. If I use your joke or jokes, you're getting credit. Or blame. They are bad jokes sometimes. But you're going to get credit. Just like I've been crediting David, I will credit you for your jokes. Just like I credit this book here where I've been stealing some jokes. I don't think it's stealing. I'm showing my sources. Also, folks, you know what? Support these guys. Go to their Instagram page or whatever you want to call it, and you should just subscribe. They're fantastic. I really like it. So yes, send in your jokes, please. I need some jokes. I always need fresh jokes. And even if I've used them before, if you give me a bunch of them, there's going to be something there that I can use. You know what? And even if you send jokes that I can't use, I still appreciate it. I get a laugh reading them. Sometimes the jokes might be maybe not appropriate for the group or whatever. That doesn't mean that I'm upset that you sent them. I like reading jokes. I like laughing. And you folks make me laugh. And I like making you laugh. That's the whole point of everything we do here, folks. So once again, send me your jokes. And this part here about the penguin jokes. I do a penguin joke every video. If you watch these videos, you know I do a penguin joke. And you know I'm trying to get some penguin biscuits from the UK. Please, please, please. There's got to be somebody here. If you're not in the UK, you must know somebody in the UK that would like to, A, maybe join the group. B, might want to provide me with some penguin biscuits or even just the jokes from them. So if you know someone in the UK or if you're in the UK, help a brother out. I want some of these penguin biscuits. And plus, I think it'd be a real cool story for one of these videos, how I describe how I worked out a cookie deal. I think that'd be kind of cool. So if you can help me out with that, whether you're in the UK or know someone in the UK that'd be willing to help us and maybe join the group, that would be fantastic, my friends. We'll work something out. And the other option that I have here that I've been putting out there, but apparently not putting it out very well because I don't know how to contact them. There's a company called McVitie's that makes those chocolate biscuits, the penguin chocolate biscuits. That's right. They make these fantastic little cookies. I call them cookies. And they're rectangular, they're tasty, they're chocolate, they're dipped in chocolate, so they're chocolate all the way through. But each one is individually wrapped. Each one has a joke on it, a penguin joke. Well, you know what, McVitie's? I've been doing your jokes. I've been telling your jokes every day. I have to Google them now because I bought 5 packs of 6 cookies each. Your biscuits. I only got 6 jokes. I got the same 6 jokes. Sorry, 6 jokes. I only got 6 jokes. The same 6 jokes in each of those 5 packets. I think you owe me one, McVitie's. I think what you should do to make up for that is sponsor this joke video. What? That's right. Sponsor this guy's joke video, McVitie's. You get in early, it's going to be super cheap. The number one thing I want are jokes. Jokes and biscuits, but I'll settle for the jokes. If you can give me a database of your jokes or whatever, I would love to go through them. I won't share them with anyone else, except for on here, one at a time. I won't leak your joke database if you have one. Please help me out. I'm here. I'm helping you out for free. We can make this work. We can make a little business deal. That little business deal, once I said, get me some biscuits or some of your jokes, or both. That would be the best. Yes, I'm across the ocean. You're a big company. You send biscuits across the ocean all the time. So you can make that work. And monetary, just contact me. It's going to be so cheap you're not even going to notice it, my friends. But I'll notice it. Any little bit will help me. And it's going to be so good for you. Like, it's going to be like, it's going to be like pennies. So that's what I'm saying, McVitties. Why don't you contact me? I've got my email address down there, admin@wellithoughitwas.com. It's been there since I started this little segment asking you to contact me and sponsor my video. You can do it. We can do something great together, McVitties. All right, folks. 2 quick favors. I ask them every day. You're getting tired of me asking this stuff, I know. Number 1, can you make somebody laugh today? If you get the chance, if it's an appropriate time, that's important too. Try to make somebody laugh. If they're having a bad day, it's better. If they're having a good day, it's better. You're going to make their day better no matter what if you make them laugh, my friends. That second favor I'm going to ask goes along with that first one. You are just as important as anyone else. You deserve to laugh too. If you want to do me a favor, find something that makes you laugh, my friend. Find something that makes you laugh today. Whether it's a joke, whether maybe you'll see a meme on our group here, maybe it's something outside in the real world, outside of the interwebs or whatever, and that makes you laugh. That's important. That's all that matters. Maybe you'll just think of something that happened when you were a kid that's funny. Or maybe you'll turn on a TV show that you like that makes you laugh. Find something that makes you laugh. You're important. You deserve to be happy, and you deserve to laugh, my friends. And you know what? If it's really funny, why don't you share it with us on the group here? Maybe in the notes of the video or something like that. Say, hey, you know what? I was down. Or maybe you weren't down. You were already good. You're in a good place. Something came out and made you laugh. Made things better. I'd love to hear about it. All right, awkward portion of the video. Do it every day. I should stop doing it. Maybe I will stop doing it someday. But you know what? We have a donation page. Why would a Facebook group have a donation page? I am dedicated to this group, my friends. I really am. I'm dedicated to make this the best group out there, the funniest group out there. I want it to grow. I want it to grow like our old group grew. I'm putting in the time. I'm putting in the effort to bring you the best meme/funny group out there. It takes a bit of time out of a person's day. And if you want to help with that, we're looking for donations at $2, $3, or $5, and those are Canadian dollars, my friends. So if you're in the US, here's an example. That $2 donation is actually like $1.67 or something like that, because your dollar's worth more than ours right now. So it's inexpensive, and it goes a long way. If you want to help us out, that's going to be fantastic. I'm not going to harp on it. Just being here as a member helps us out, and I appreciate that, my friends. But if you do want to help out in a different way, that's going to help us dedicate more time to this group going forward, one of those donations would be fantastic. And of course, we're going to thank you for it, my friends. You're not going to just be dropping coins into the ether. You're going to have somebody that's very grateful for that. So thank you for even considering that, my friends. Now, along those same lines, we have a fantastic store, a really, really good store. You know, I showed it off yesterday. I'm showing it off today. I promise you I changed my clothes, my friends. Take a look at this. Look at this great sweatshirt. It looks good, doesn't it? I think it does. But you know what? It's kind of warm in this room today. Oh, I am so warm. I think I better take off my sweatshirt. Whoa, look at that. I'm like a Russian doll, my friends. One of those babushka dolls. A little too warm, the sweatshirt? We got you covered. Look at this fantastic t-shirt, or 3/4 sleeve rock shirt I got on, my friends. Yeah, I call that an 80s rock shirt. I love this style. Why do I call it a rock shirt? When I first started going to concerts in the 80s and the 90s, the shirts always looked like this with the 3/4 sleeves. I think that looks great, though, don't you? We have multiple colors, though. If you don't want black and white, we've got other colors for you, so don't worry about that. You're not stuck with the black and white like this old guy wears all the time. We've got red, we got blue, we got a denim color. They look fantastic. We've got a shirt for you. We've got a regular t-shirt, too. Like the other ones, multiple colors, my friends. And they all have this beautiful piece of work on here, you know, well, I thought it was funny. Look at that. There's Dorothy in all her glory. Check out that store. You know, we've got coffee cups. Got a great coffee cup right there. Got a new coffee cup. It's basically the same coffee cup. It's 15 ounces. I've just updated the design a little bit. Updated our QR code that's on there so it goes to this group, not that one that was stolen from us. You know what? And I show this off every day, and I'm gonna get a cease and desist from Rose probably, because I'm gonna show off this photo of Rose Glad with her tote bag. We have a tote bag, my friends. It is a canvas bag. It's got that great print on it, and look at that. Not only is it good for groceries, for books, according to Rose, it is fantastic for hauling around your rubber chickens. And if you know anything about comedy and you know anything about rubber chickens, you know they're intertwined, my friends. Rubber chickens and slapstick comedy, at least when I was growing up in the 1970s. When I was growing up in that different millennium there, that was something you saw all the time, rubber chickens. Now, why? I don't know, but they were funny. Just silliness. Rose, that's why I love that photo. Number one, Rose, you look great with that bag, so I appreciate that. And at the same time, you seem to understand comedy, and I really appreciate that. So, friends, get to the store, get yourself a shirt, get yourself a hoodie, get yourself one of those tote bags, get yourself an iPhone case. Check it out. We do have ladies' high-waisted panties also. I've heard that they're very good quality. Somebody did purchase them and let us know that they really like them. No photos. I do have photos of the actual panties themselves. I'm not going to throw those up right now, but just check out the store, my friends. If you want to help us out, that's another way you can help us out, and you end up looking fantastic at the same time. I want to see some of our members holding up that coffee cup saying, hey, you're like good morning or something like that, or wearing their t-shirts or their hoodies, or flashing that iPhone case. Don't send any photos of you in the panties, but if you want to hold them up or whatever like that, showing that you got them, they're good quality, absolutely, that'd be fantastic. Anything else would be inappropriate, and I have a very beautiful, wonderful wife that I love so much, and I don't want to have to explain to her why I've got an email with some beautiful person wearing their panties. It's just inappropriate. So thank you very much, my friends. Thank you for listening to that quick spiel, or those two spiels. I do them every day. I'm a little embarrassed about them, but I do think they're going to become more and more important to the group as it goes forward. So I hope you consider those, my friends. But if you don't, I'm just happy that you're here. All right, you know what? It is time to wrap up the video, folks. We're going to hit a couple of points on the way out here, but then we're definitely going to wrap it up. Once again, over 1,100 folks in this group. That is a beautiful, beautiful number, and we are a beautiful village. We're the funniest village on the internet, my friends. Population, I think it's 1,145 members. 1,145 beautiful members, and funny members like you and I. Funniest people on the internet, my friends, and we're living in a funny place, and we're making people laugh, and that's the whole point of the group. That's the whole point of any of the stuff I've been doing here, is to make people laugh. And obviously some of you folks think that it's a good thing, because you're making people laugh too, and that makes me feel good. In fact, you folks make me feel good every day, and that's one of the reasons why I love the group. And I hope you love the group like I do, my friends. Here I am. I was just about to start repeating myself again. So you know what I'm going to do? I am going to say goodbye, my friends. Not goodbye. We're going to say farewell. We'll see you again tomorrow. I'm going to be here for sure. I know there's a good group of you who are going to be out here tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have a couple of new people. Don't forget to tell people about the group. Don't forget to spread the word and let them know that they can win a shirt and they can help you win a shirt. So let's do that. Let's have a great day, and I'm going to see you again tomorrow. All the love, my friends.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I think it was funny.
Well, I thought 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 it was funny.
That was funny.